In a tranquil village, two diligent farmers, Ravi and Kiran, toiled tirelessly from dawn until dusk, cultivating their fields, growing crops, and providing for their families. Life posed numerous challenges, yet they persisted unwaveringly. One evening, while resting beneath a majestic banyan tree, a divine voice resonated from the heavens. It was God who posed a question. If I were to grant you another life, what would you wish to become? Ravi, the first farmer, exhaled deeply. I work tirelessly, he replied, yet life is fraught with difficulties. People often take advantage of me. I continuously give, but receive very little in return. I am weary of always being the giver. In my next life, I wish to receive from everyone. I do not want to give anything to anyone. God nodded in acknowledgement. He then turned to Kiran, the second farmer. Kiran folded his hands and smiled gently. You have already bestowed upon me so much, Lord. I have never gone to bed hungry, and I have experienced the joy of feeding others. What more could I desire? He paused, then spoke earnestly. However, there is one regret I hold. I wish I had assisted more individuals. I hope that no one ever leaves my home empty-handed. If you grant me another life, let me be someone who can help everyone in need. God smiled once more. So be it. Years passed, and the two farmers lived out their lives. When their time came, they were reborn as promised by God. Ravi, who wished to receive from others, opened his eyes to find himself clad in rags, seated by a dusty roadside with an empty bowl in his hand. He had become a beggar. People walked by, some offered coins, while most chose to ignore him. He relied on others for every meal, unable to work or give. All he possessed was his bowl and the burden of endless waiting. In contrast, Kiran was reborn into a prosperous family. He grew to become the wealthiest man in the village, yet he never hoarded his riches. Instead, he used his wealth to serve others, establishing schools, assisting farmers, feeding the impoverished, and welcoming all into his home. No one ever left Kiran's house empty-handed. One day, a frail beggar knocked on his door. It was Ravi, though neither recognized the other. Kiran gazed into the man's weary eyes and felt a stirring in his heart. Come in, he said warmly. You will never go hungry in my home. As Ravi sat down, tears filled his eyes while he ate. In that moment, filled with warmth and nourishment, he experienced a profound realization. This generous man was once his friend, and he himself had been the one who only wished to receive. Bowing his head in silence, he whispered God was right. True wealth lies not in what one receives, but in what one gives. From that day forward, Ravi ceased to beg. He began to work, serve, and give, embracing a life of gratitude. The lesson is clear. Life grants you what you seek. If you desire only to receive, you will always feel empty. However, if you wish to give, you will find yourself with more than enough. The story of Ravi and Kiran teaches us that those who appreciate what they have and those who give selflessly are invariably blessed by the universe. The law of life is straightforward. What you give is what returns to you. Therefore, cultivate seeds of kindness. Be the reason someone smiles, and be the reason someone feels seen, heard, and cared for. In return, you will be rewarded in ways beyond your imagination.